Hi, I'm Jordan. I, at the time, would like to be a comedian, but right now it's kind of hard with this webcam. It's a little crappy. I don't know why, but it is. But I've been told by many people I'm a pretty good, well, I could be a pretty good voice actor because I can do many different voices from really high to really low. It just depends. I don't know what it is. I can just do it. And so, like, especially with these kids, because at the time I have a job of driving two kids to and from school, Tyler and Bryce. If you watch this, hi. But my job is to drive them to and from school, and I get paid to do it, suckers. And it's a lot of money a week. When they told me how much it was, I'm like, okay, is this really the price? And they're like, oh, is that not enough? I'm like, if you had given me less, I still would have done it. But yeah, like every time I go in there, pretty much, I get asked by a lot of their classmates, because they go to a private off-base school, private school off base there, because I live on a military base on Japan, and so like when I walk in there, most of the time the kids will be asking me, do this voice, no, do this voice, no, do this voice, no, this voice. I'm like, I just came here to get the kids. I want to go home, relax, and play my 360. And usually it takes about 10-20 minutes of my time, and it takes 30 minutes to get from one end to the other, usually. And it gets really annoying because here in Japan, there's several different types of plates. Only two of them I've got an understanding for. White plates mean it's a normal engine. Yellow plate means it's a weak engine, which means to get from 0 to 60 it takes about a minute. It really is crappy. You're right behind them, like, you're like, move! And they won't. They're like, it's usually old people who have them, but like I feel kind of sorry for the younger generation that has them, because like that's another thing you see, a way to tell if it's a new driver or it's an old person, so then you can't go, and if you see that, you're like, whatever, because green and yellow thing is young driver, yellow orange is old people. But like I've seen people, well, for some reason in a 40 lane, a 40 kilometer speed limit, people do from 40 to 50, but once it's a 50 kilometer zone, it's like fair game. I've seen people do 25, 35. I've seen people with doing 80. All right, and I'm like, good God. I just see them, and some of the time it's a yellow plate, so I'm like, God bless you. You're making my life way easier, because I'm tired of being stuck behind like just two lanes, a yellow plate here, yellow plate here, or sometimes trucks, and I'm like, please hurry the heck up. I want to get home. And it's really humid here. Like if you come from the States, well, not right now since it's somewhat winter, but if you were to come during the spring and you get off that plane, it's like nastiness. It just, you feel dirty the moment you get off the plane because the humidity just hits you right there. But yeah, I tend to rumble off, but like a lot of the time the kids ask me to do several different voices, and like sometimes they ask me to do my Stitch voice. Like I can do one phrase pretty well. Right now it's kind of hard. I have a bit of, I don't know what it is. The doctors don't even know. I went to the doctor and they're like, well, you seem fine to me. I'm like, well, I'm hacking up phlegm every pretty much this, and they don't know what it is, and they're like, maybe it's bronchitis. Maybe you're the doctor here, man, please. I'm too young to get some of these diseases. I've been told I have high blood pressure, that I have a third heartbeat, that I have scoliosis. I know what scoliosis is. Don't be like, scoliosis. But some of the kids asked me to do my this. It's really funny. I don't know why I came up with this, but it's like it's kind of, the first thing that popped in my head was llamas with hats, or hats. You know what it is. Because it's like an old. I have a woman's voice. It's not really a woman's voice. My friend's like, that does not sound anything like a woman. I'm like, that's my friends. They're like, you sound like a girl. And then it's like the husband's like, just calm down. And so pretty much this is it. It's kind of weird for me to be doing it with no one here, but yeah, what the heck. It goes like, because most of the time the kids are laughing at me, but I'm like, what's so funny? Huh? What's so freaking funny? Dear, you have to calm down. I don't need to calm down. You need to shut up. God, don't laugh at me. What's so funny? Please stop laughing. This is ridiculous. Honey, they're just kids. You don't need to be. Shut up! Who's asking you? God! You think I can't take care of myself, don't you? God! It's your... I'm just trying to be. Shut up! God! That's pretty much how it goes, and I constantly say shut up, and that's what they say. Do the shut up one! I'm like, do you know how hard it is to keep that voice going? It's a lot better when I have people here. Like, I did the school talent show, and like when I did tryouts, like not that many people laughed, but like when I was in the big audience, like a whole bunch of people laughed, and I noticed, I'm like, it's contagious. That's how, like, if you do it in a small group, it's like, it's not that funny, because like some people are like, oh, I guess it's not that funny, and like kind of hide down. But if when they find it fun, a whole group of people find it funny, it's like, oh, so it is funny, I can laugh at this. But like I had a whole, in this area over here, there's a bunch of little kids, and you just hear. I'm like, and literally in the middle of my video, in the middle of my thing, I just look over, I'm like, thanks. But like that's all you hear in the video. Like you don't hear that much laughing because my dad's not in the center of it all and doesn't really echo that well. But all you hear is all these little kids laughing in front of him. I'm like, yay. So if I show this to my family, they'll be like, you weren't that funny, were you, Jordan? I'm like, no, they were a little bit more in the audio than other people were. For some reason, I don't know how to get it off, because we recorded it, well, we used somebody else's video camera and they put it on DVD. It was literally DVD format. It's like start movie. I'm like, okay, cool. But I don't know how to take it off. They didn't explain that part. But yeah, I did the talent show. It was pretty fun. But I can do multiple voices. Like I said before, I can do Stitch. Let me try. Please don't be hating. I'm sick. I'm using a weird webcam, and not everyone can be literally sounding like Stitch. It's pretty good considering. No, mama, Krista. Yeah, no, like when I do that, like I said, a lot of the little kids just go woo. What scares the babies for some reason, I do it in front of them, they're like, it's funny. And even the parents start laughing. Like I said before, I live on Okinawa, and we're about to move though, and we're gonna go from a tropical environment with high humidity to high altituded, very cold area called Montana. And it's not that I hate Montana. Well, I'm just so used to be surrounded by a lot of Asians that I'm gonna, because like where we're going, it's literally, we went to my grandparents' church and everyone was staring at us because it was just me and my dad, the only black people, except for this one old black dude sitting over there. He's like, yes, I'm not the only one. Calm down, dear. You don't want to have another heart attack. And it just felt really weird. I'm like, this is awkward. I'm like, and there was only one Asian person there, and it was a friend of my granny's, and she was an old woman, and it was my mom, because she's from Japan too, and I was like, my mom's like, oh, we're from Japan, Jordan's learning Japanese, you should totally talk to him in Japanese. And I'm like, Mom, I can only do boku wa sentences like that, because my teacher in high school was, oh my gosh, she'd tell us to do more complex things, yet when we ask her something, she goes, no, keep it simple. I'm like, oh, you simple. I know it's not a good comeback, but that's how my head works. Get into it. But like, so she just goes a full out on me. I'm like, hi. And she goes, yay! And I'm like, I'm glad I made your day with just one word. But yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward. I'm like, I need my Asians. And apparently that's a stereotype that I've inherited. I don't know, inherited, but my friend noticed this. She goes, you're the stereotypical black man, aren't you? I'm like, what do you mean? You like whites and Asians. I'm like, I do. And she goes, I knew it. I'm like, it's not that hard to notice, to be honest with you. It's not that I have anything against black girls, it's just that they scare me. Especially in my school, they get to, like, who comes to school, what other girl besides a black girl comes to school, earrings, bracelet, heels, nice outfit, and then come like, you ready to go? Let's do this. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm afraid for my life. So like I know one black girl that yells at me. Well, I get yelled at by multiple girls. It's not anything new. Ask any of my friends, they're like, yeah, he gets yelled at. But like, I started noticing the stereotypes that I have. It's like, it's not that I can't keep quiet in a movie. It's just I want to know what like, I see something, I'm like, okay, wait, either what did he just say or what just happened, and I need to know. It's not my fault. It's because either one of multiple things will happen. Either I will forget, and by forget I mean the scene or the question, or I ask my parents and they say that the scene never existed, like it was, like I'm delusional. I'm like, no, Mom, that was in there. And she goes, no, it's not, it wasn't, Jordan. I'm like, yes, it was. It was like 20 minutes into the movie. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about then. And I'm like, so I always have to ask. And my parents like, shh. I'm like, well, sorry, I need to know. She goes, well, see, now we missed it. And then people all around just go, shh, shut up, black people. Racist. What's another thing that I like? Chicken. Yes. Bone chicken, not like, I don't like the chicken strips. Oh, I like them, but I prefer the bone one. And apparently when I was younger, I used to be the authentic full black person, where you suck every little thing off that bone until it's just the bone. And like the dog is like, I'm about to run out of time. That we're always greasy. And it's not our fault. Our skin is like naturally oily. Like I was told by my ex one time, she goes, not to be racist, but I love you, bullcrap. But you have greasy skin. I'm like, oh yes, that totally doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Cause yeah, there's other things that just doesn't really pop in my mind. Kool-Aid. Oh yes, Kool-Aid. See, my mind works funny. Get into it. Time to pick the mind. Almost out of time. Kool-Aid, like seriously? Like my parents are like, they notice how I'm the only one drinking. I'm like, whose fault is that? So they make me make it, but I don't really like making it because it takes too long. Well, it doesn't take too long. I'm just too lazy to do it. But like in the morning, nothing can get me moving like Kool-Aid does. Ask any black person, Kool-Aid is like our energy drink. We're like, ah! With Kool-Aid, we just love it. And we don't call it by flavors, well, not mostly. Like I know a group of girls that are like, "What's your favorite?" They're like,